Glass Factory. We're here in Phoenix, Arizona at day 3 of Body Language Festival, and we're here with SOHMI.
Hi guys, what's up? This is SOHMI.
All right, she just played a set a little bit ago. She just played a set at Mirage, so main stage. So yeah, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Wow. So I'm running on like this much sleep. I was just playing in Chicago last night with Boris Brejcha, who is headlining later tonight at the same stage. So everybody's gotta go check that out.
Yeah.
He's so crazy. But besides that, you know, I am a DJ, producer, vocalist, artist, electronic artist, based in LA. I'm South Korean originally, and just super stoked to be here at Body Language and to be talking to you today.
Awesome, yes, thank you so much for taking time. So, first ever Body Language Festival, but not your first time in Phoenix.
Right.
So, how does this compare to the other experiences that you've had in Phoenix?
Wow. Every time has honestly been really different and really fun, but like I think this one's like really special because the festival is like in downtown.
Yeah.
And I had not gotten to experience that.
Yeah.
Yet. Like the previous 2 events were at this venue called Rawhide, which is super cool, but kind of its own like island. And so yeah, this one is this one's really special because I'm getting to get a better feel of the city.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I like the block party setup. It's super unique.
That's what it feels like.
Yes.
And also, I had heard so many like legendary things about places like Shady Park and Sunbar, and like somehow both of those places are like integrated into this festival.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like I'm like getting like the highlights tour of Phoenix. Yeah.
How long are you in Phoenix for this round?
Honestly, I landed this morning and I'm out tomorrow evening.
Okay, so you have a little bit of time.
Yes,
you have a little bit of time.
Yes.
Are you gonna do anything fun on your time off?
Oh my gosh, so
time
tomorrow,
off?
yeah, I think we're gonna go look at this exhibition by this glass artist. I forget what his name is, but he does like glass blowing, I think, like these huge like installations, and like they're very trippy and beautiful. I really wish I knew what his name was.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna go see that.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a really good it's like you can chill a little bit. It's a good downtime activity.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A little break away from the house and the techno.
Can you talk about? So you were just in Chicago last night. So can you talk about like maybe like what some of the differences between the cities are? Because I know Chicago also has a really big house scene.
Yeah.
But like, are there like any like differences or similarities that you notice?
I was gonna say more about the similarities. The differences, I feel like, you know, I haven't spent enough time in each place to like be like an expert on that, but something that I've noticed is a commonality is how passionate the house and techno like scenes are in both cities. Like, I feel like the energy every time in Phoenix and in Chicago is just like, it's just, people get it. People get down to the house and techno, and it's really, really awesome. Really exciting.
Super stoked for tonight. Like yesterday was like crazy techno, like so excited.
Right, the lineup was like very heavy on the European techno.
Yeah,
but, I was here for that. That's like my favorite style.
Well, you're in Chicago though. So.
That's true. But you know, I do check. Like Ida Engberg played yesterday, right?
Friday. Yeah, she's sick too. She's so sick.
My favorite.
Yeah, she's so sick. Adam Bayer played yesterday.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
What a power.
I know, seriously, they're just keeping it in the family, rocking it. Okay, so tell us about like, you know, you're originally from South Korea, so can you tell us a little bit about how that might influence your music, if it does?
That's a great question. You know, I don't know if like South Korean culture or South Korean music specifically like plays like a significant role or like noticeable role, I guess, like in my music or has like a you know, like a direct influence. But I do think that like having grown up in South Korea, and for example, like everybody there when you're growing up studies classical music.
Okay,
like,
cool.
It's very, very intense. It's almost like a given thing. Like you don't not pick up a classical instrument when you're growing up there. And so, I mean, so maybe you could say that's sort of like part of Korean culture or like Asian culture. Maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Like we all play the clarinet, violin, or piano at some point. And so like, you know, Koreans were no exception to that. And so I will say that like my studies of classical music for sure inform the way that I think about like how to kind of curate a DJ set and even production. But I would say more so like the flow of a DJ set.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like just that sounds so nerdy, but I feel like it's sort of just subconscious at this point, but like I like to think about things in terms of like movements.
Yeah.
And like, movements tend to alternate between like major key and minor key.
Yeah.
And, it takes you on that journey, right?
Yes.
And so
yes.
I feel like I subconsciously do that in my DJ sets as well. Like I start kind of in one key or vibe, and I always make sure that it like goes somewhere else, and then bring it back. And I just think that gives like, the set like a nice arc of like beginning, exposition, and like denouement or like conclusion,
No, for sure. And I think that's like really helpful, especially like when it comes to like putting together sets, like that you have that so integrated in your mind, because like you do want your fans, your audience, like to feel like they're on this journey with you. And it like makes that like connection so much stronger.
Totally. And like I am happy to like forego playing up front sort of like the bangers or whatever, right? Like I am like much more interested in crafting something that feels like a whole piece, And so I feel like the people who enjoy my sets, they come for that. Like they come knowing like, all right, like this isn't going to be the kind of set that's like banger after banger.
Right.
But if you're patient and you give it a chance, like before you know it, you're going to be like, whoa, like I just went somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love the way that you explained it too. It was so eloquent. So eloquent.
Sometimes I feel like I'm rambling when I talk
No,
about
I think like, I know you said like it sounds nerdy, but I think like it just shows that you're like really passionate about what you do and like the effort that you put into really thinking things out.
I do.
Yeah.
It's just what I love. And so I can't help the way that how much, I guess, of myself I put into it.
Yeah. Okay, so touching on, the fact that you're South Korean, but then also it's March, so it's International Women's Month. Oh. So how would you say that your like identity as like, a Korean American female DJ has like, what are
Korean American female?
Yes, so many intersections. Like, how do you think that's like shaped like your career, like how you approach music?
So I feel like it's actually been very, very freeing. And the reason for that is because there are so few precedents that there are also just so few kind of expectations of like what someone like me is like supposed to sound like or look like or be doing, right?
Okay.
Like, for example, I feel like people have an idea of like what maybe like a white male tech house DJ is like supposed to sound like or look like, or you know what I mean? Because there are more examples of artists like that, but like there are so few Korean American or Korean women DJs,
yes,
or electronic artists in general, that like you really can't be like, oh, you guys do this, because there really is no you guys yet.
Yeah.
So in that way, I feel like it's allowed me to just like really be free and do whatever I want, and there's no one saying, oh, that's weird though, I didn't expect that, or there are no expectations.
That's pretty cool that you're able to like really carve your own path in the space.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I think like that's really important, especially when you are in so many intersections, that you do take that space and make it your own. Yeah.
I mean, obviously there are Korean American women electronic artists who have paved the way before me that like are huge inspirations for me, like based in LA, like Toki Monsta is a huge trailblazer,
for sure.
OGs, and then, as someone who grew up in South Korea, like I also, really look up to Peggy Goo, who is from South Korea, and she and Toki Monsta, all on the electronic music spectrum, but sort of on slightly different like ends of it.
Right.
But I mean, just even looking at those two, the range is so broad. Like they don't sound, you know what I mean? Like they're such different artists, and like it's so exciting because there's so much more of that spectrum for us to come in and like occupy. So
I love that. I love that you're able to like draw from so many different influences too. Especially when it comes to your music, like I feel like you just like throw so many different things in there too.
It's just I've just always loved so many different things, whether it's food or music or like I just like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I guess, just always trying to find a way to like bring it all together.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that comes through, hopefully in a good way, like in my music.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. So, quick hit questions.
Okay.
I'm gonna avoid the food one since I know you said it's tricky for you. So if you were to, say that you wanted to leave LA for some reason, where would you move to?
London.
Wow,
I didn't even hesitate. London.
You're like, I'm going.
I've been dreaming about living in London like so much of my life, so it just came out of me. Like I was a student of literature my whole life. I majored in English.
Cool. Yeah.
When you're growing up reading that stuff and you read tons of Shakespeare, and also I'm a student of theater. Like you just dream about spending some real time in London.
Yeah. Have you ever played any shows there?
I have not.
Oh no.
I have not played any shows yet in Europe, and so
really gotta get you out there.
Yeah, bucket list, like London. I've been to London so many times, but never to play yet. So yeah, top of the list.
Awesome. So like, what's like a bucket list like venue or like festival for you?
I was gonna say like Glastonbury or Creamfield, and again, that's in the UK. So clearly, like that's
the UK's
that's
calling my name.
But and I guess one more thing would be, and this isn't necessarily one venue or one festival, but like I would love someday to do a Cercle video.
Oh my gosh, that would be so sick. Cercle, I think it's Cercle, yeah. I'm not 100% sure though.
Yeah. we know, everyone knows what we're referring to, right? Yeah, those crazy like destination videos. I think that would be a dream.
Oh my gosh, where will like you want it to be?
Well, you know what? I had always dreamed of doing one in Korea, and I had thought actually about, oh my god, how cool if someone did that, or if I got to do that at Namsan Tower. It was like the tallest tower in Seoul, and actually Peggy Vu beat me to it.
Oh my gosh!
She actually ended up filming a video, not a Cercle video,
okay.
but she did a live stream from the top of Namsan Tower.
That's
and
cool.
I was like, well,
whoa, you can still do a Cercle video from up there. You can still
pick
do
some other cool.
Yeah,
right. But I think somewhere that features what South Korea has to offer, that would just really bring it home for me.
Yeah. Oh my god, I feel like that would be such like a full circle moment.
Full circle thing. I'm sorry.
Horrible. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna do one final question, and then we'll just do a quick wrap up. Okay, so I know you mentioned like a lot of the things that you're really passionate about outside of music. If you had to choose one other occupation, what would you choose?
I'd like to be a teacher. I'd like to be an English teacher.
Yeah.
A high school English teacher.
Yeah.
I love like explaining things to people,
Yeah.
and I kind of always take on like big sister, like mentor role for people.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, there's something about, I don't know, sort of like helping the next generation or teaching
I love that.
younger people,
Yeah.
or even if it's not about the age, just someone who may be new to something, or like I may have even this much more experience.
Yeah.
And I can tell that they're eager to learn. Like I just love sharing that, and I think it's because like I feel like in my life I struggled to find really, really like consistent mentors. So maybe it's like this thing for me in the back of my mind that like I never want anyone else to like have that same struggle.
Yeah.
So like I would love to teach kids.
Aww, I love that. That's so wholesome, because like genuinely I feel like that's just so wholesome. I do think it's super wholesome though, and I think like the world does need more teachers, like maybe not in like the professional aspect, but like really just like in general, mentors,
educators.
like yes. Okay, so last question, is there anything else you would like to share with us today?
Oh my god, I need to overshare so much. I guess I just want to say like thank you to everybody out there that's been supporting the music, and coming out to the shows, and I hope to see you guys out at the next events. I'll be in Miami for Miami Music Week.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, so if anyone's going to be in Miami, I'm going to be playing with Hot Since 82 on his yacht party.
Oh my gosh.
Let me know if you're there, holler, say hi.
Yeah.
And then after
that's so
that,
sweet.
we'll be at Coachella. So
just living the dream.
hopefully see you guys out there.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this is awesome.